Hi, boys and girls. I'm Deputy Chief Carmen Conaselli, along with Battalion Chief Jeffrey McDonald, and we're from the Sellersville Fire Department. And as you know, this week is Fire Prevention Week, and due to COVID-19, we're unable to go to your school. And we miss that. We really do.
Absolutely.
So, what's a big shout out to the schools that we go to every year, starting with Sellersville Elementary, Schoolhouse Learning, Kids Are First, Noah's Ark, Upper Bucks Christian School, and one of our favorite schools that moved out last year to go to Milford, Faith Christian Academy. We miss you all. We wish you were the audience here with us live right now. But instead of that, we still want to give you the fire prevention message for this year, because here at the fire department, every day is fire prevention. Not just this week, it's every single day. You always have to be fire safe. This year's fire prevention theme is Serve Up Fire Safety in the Kitchen.
That's great, Carmen. Before we start with specifics to the fire safety theme, we want to cover a couple basics that are important no matter what the type of emergency. One thing to remember is very important is the number that you call to report an emergency. And what is that number?
I don't know. What is it?
911.
911, kids. Are you going to call 911 if you want the ice cream man to come to your house, Jeff?
No, it's not for the
right?
ice cream man.
No. How about the pizza guy for Friday night parties?
Not for the pizza
No.
guy.
Emergencies only, kids. And that's when you need a police officer, the fire department, or the ambulance.
That's correct. So that's a great point. 911 to report emergencies only. Once you do that, if you have an emergency in your house, there's a couple more things you want to remember. So the first one is to have an exit plan.
Yep.
That plan includes two ways out of your house. It might be your front door, but your front door might be blocked. So consider windows or other doors in your house. Once you're out of the house, two more things to remember. You need a meeting place. This is where you will meet the rest of your family to make sure everyone's accounted for. And the most important thing is we do not go back into the house. You let the firefighters with their protective equipment go into the house to save your pets, your belongings. Once you're out of the house, please stay out.
Get out and stay out.
That's right.
All right. So let's go. What
do you have there?
I don't know. I think this is a smoke alarm.
I think you're right.
Now, kids, if you remember when we go to your school, and I always ask you, where do you find the smoke alarm? You find it on the floor?
No.
How about my head?
No.
It'd be a cool Halloween costume, right? It could be a smoke alarm for Halloween. But how about the ceiling?
That's a good place for it.
Ceiling is a great place for it, Jeff. And the reason being is smoke and heat rise. So if you had a smoke alarm low to the ground, it's not going to activate if there is a fire. That's why you want it up nice and high. And remember, when you change your clocks, you change your batteries, and you change your batteries twice a year.
That's great.
Also with the smoke alarms, we partner with 6ABC Save a Life.
We do. They provide smoke alarms at no cost to people who need them to keep everybody in the area safe.
That's right. And this one right here is actually a Kidde 10-year lithium battery smoke alarm. And this is what 6ABC, who partner with Home Depot, give out to us. So we have these at the firehouse. So if you live in our fire district, feel free to send us an email or call us, and we'll be willing to come out and install smoke alarms. You should have a smoke alarm in every bedroom and on every floor. All right. Should we make a talk?
Yeah, see what it does.
All right. When you hear this sound, you don't want to hide under your bed or go in the closet. You want to get out and stay out.
Here, let me try it.
Hey, there it
The
goes.
magic touch.
Hey.
You did it. Nice.
You hear that sound, kids? Remember to get out and stay out. Go to your meeting place outside, which could be the end of your driveway, your lamppost, a mailbox, your neighbor's driveway. Because when we pull up in a fire truck or in our chief's car, that's the first question we're going to ask, is everybody out? And if the answer is yes, then we're going to go in like Jeff said. We're going to put the fire out, save your belongings, and get your pets out. If not, then we're going to stop that, because our number one goal is life safety. All right, so let's go on next to, we're going to have firefighters have a competition putting their turnout gear on. So let's go over there, shall we?
All right, let's check it
All
out.
right. All right, boys and girls, right now we're going to show you an example of our firefighters responding into a call. They're going to have 2 minutes to get fully dressed, and this is what we do at the Fire Academy when they take their Firefighter 1. Now we're going to have a little competition. We're going to have Firefighter Dylan versus Firefighter Steve. Let's see who's going to win. All right, as you can see, the guys are coming in. They kick off their shoes. They put their feet in the boots. They're going to pull up their pants. Put their suspenders on, because we don't have belts with our pants. We have to have suspenders. Firefighter Steve just put his Nomex hood on. Firefighter Dylan just put his coat on. As you can see, there is a method to exactly what we are doing to make sure we are safe at all times. The Nomex hood is going to keep our neck and our back of our head safe. And we're about 30 seconds in. Firefighter Steve and Dylan are now both putting their air packs on. These air packs that we have here at Sellersville are 45-minute cylinders. So we have 45 minutes worth of air to go inside and fight a fire. And you can see, just like your school bags, we have the waist straps and shoulder straps because the air packs are very heavy. We're coming up to a minute in, and the guys are doing very good. Dylan has his hood over. Remember, the hood's going to protect their head and ears. You can see them tighten up their mask, make sure they got a solid seal. Dylan put his waist straps on. Steve's putting his helmet on. Just like riding your bicycle, you always want to have your helmet on to protect your head, because inside your head is your brain. Now Steve's going to put his regulator on, and this is where everyone says that they sound like Darth Vader. We're a minute 24 seconds in. When they're done, they'll have their hands up, and we'll see if if they did it correctly. Dylan's done and Steve's done. A minute 31. They're going to hold their breaths, and this is how we see if they have a solid seal. Hold. Breathe. In. You see the mask go into Dylan's face. Hold your breath. Breathe. Breathe. You see the mask go in. That's how we know we have a solid seal. There's no air going to come out, and no smoke's going to go in our mask. And if you hear that alarm, when the firefighters are still for 30 seconds, that alarm goes off. And that's the worst sound that we hear if we're on a call, because that tells us one of our own are down. And that's where we have to stop what we're doing and have to find one of our firefighters. So hope you enjoyed this. We like to have fun. And again, we wish that we were there with you at school. Thank you.
As we mentioned earlier, the NFPA theme for fire prevention this year is serving up fire safety in the kitchen. Let's go to the kitchen and see what we can learn.
Hi everyone, my name is Firefighter Greg, and I'm here today to talk to you about fire safety in the kitchen. Unattended cooking is the #1 cause for kitchen fires. Kitchen fires are the leading cause for house fires in America, and they are most common on Thanksgiving Day. So let's talk today about stovetop safety. It's important to make sure that our stovetop is clear of anything that's flammable. Can anybody let us know in the comments anything you see on our stovetop that we shouldn't have? It's also important that when you are cooking, to make sure that your handles are turned in. That way nobody can come and pull anything down. It's also good to make sure that you have a lid nearby. In the event of a grease fire, we don't want to put water on the stove, but we actually want to cover up the fire with a pan and turn off our heat source. Once we do that, we let everything cool down before we remove anything from the flame. Finally, the last thing we want to talk about is making sure that you have a kid-free zone around your oven. And that should be about 3 feet in any direction. Thanks for stopping by. We wish we could be out with you guys.
So here's engine 27 pulling up to a fire scene. You see the firefighters get off the truck as the operator gets off of the truck to get the water from the truck into the hose. So it's a coordinated effort. We have several people doing different jobs at once. You see a firefighter pulling the hose off of the truck. They're reaching for the nozzle right in the middle, and they're heading towards the fire. While they take care of that, the driver of the truck is working on getting the water to the hose. They're working on that process right now. We want to make sure there's no kinks in the hose. They're doing what's called flaking it out. Let's see if we can get a better shot of that for you. So you see the hose is now stretched out, so there's no kinks. We're just about ready. So they've called for the water. You can see the hose is starting to get bigger as the water fills the hose. See a relatively quick process here where they have water and they are now ready to extinguish the fire. Here's a close-up shot with the firefighters. They have all their protective gear ready to go. You see them flowing water. This hose is 200 feet long, so we can get 200 feet from the truck to where the water comes out of the hose. So that's it, boys and girls. That's how it works when we get on scene. Quick process from pulling up and getting the hose. In some situations, we would be able to hook to a fire hydrant to provide water to the engine, and that would give us a continuous water supply. But there is water on the truck to get started with the process. All right, wish we could be with you, and we hope to see you next year. That's it, boys and girls. We hope you enjoyed our fire prevention presentation. We wish you could make it out to your school. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. And we hope to see you in person next year.